Welcome to the Unlimited Mindset, how to have more success, time, freedom, and peace of mind with your host, Camilla Calberg. Are you ready for an easier way to create a great life? Learn to shift what no longer serves you. On the Unlimited Mindset, you develop understanding, awareness, and knowledge of being consciously aware. Camilla knows firsthand what results you can achieve when you commit yourself. She is the trusted advisor to successful leaders in the pharmaceutical industry with a desire to share what she knows with you. You are your own leader. Everything starts and ends with you. If you're ready to commit consistently and grow your mind, join in. The Unlimited Mindset starts now. Welcome to another episode of the Unlimited Mindset Show. And I am so grateful that we're together. If this is the first time you tune in, my name is Camilla Calberg, and I'm that lucky person to serve a bunch of lovely souls in the pharmaceutical and life science industry who want to play a bigger game and find balance in life and have more balance in life. And what we're going to talk about today is something that you may only be aware of if you have done inner work yourself. We're diving in on 4 zones we're ending at by the zone of genius, but 4 zones we are working in. And it's all about helping you tapping into where you are right now, discovering that, and also helping you uncover where you want to go next. So you're ready? I am so ready. And again, thank you for joining me. I'm truly thrilled that we connected. We're going to talk about the zone of genius. And we're starting up with a story. A client of mine who we call Jessica. Jessica, she reached out for help a few years ago. She was stuck in her current job as a high-performing leader in the life science industry. And she came to me and said, I don't know really what I want to do. Her employees was finding new jobs and she felt really not good enough. What can I do? And she just was so stuck in her own environment and in her narratives, what she could do next. And it may resonate with you. It certainly resonated with me, and it resonated with me again as I was preparing for our session together today. Because there are so many people that are stuck in their job for whatever reason, right? Maybe that we have reached that hidden glass ceiling and we're ready to jump into another pond. Or there's layoffs and we just want to find another better job. Or, as in Jessica's situation, there was a lot of rotation in the top level management. And within a few years, she had like plus 10 new C-suite leaders. That's a challenge when you get to build rapport and really get to know each other and also perform and support your new leader. So Jessica was stuck, and she felt that she was not very productive. She knew she was delivering results, but she just knew there was more potential in her. But what potential? She had no idea where to go next. She had no idea what she really wanted to do. And when we first connected, she was not even thinking of finding another job and serving another organization because she didn't trust herself. So we started really reframing all her narratives that didn't set her up for success and no longer served her. I'm not good enough. I fear success. It's just me. All these negative emotions and these negative narratives that just weighted on her shoulder. That was her narrative. This was her perspective, but it wasn't what was really going on, because she had got amazing feedback from her direct reports, and that showed that she was the best leader she could in that point in time, but she didn't trust herself, and she didn't trust her abilities, and neither did she know what she was really good at. So we start working on this. And I told her, as that was the case, she was a really successful leader, very skilled. She was stacking her skills, had the one education and a certificate after the other. She was really successful, but she just couldn't take her in. She couldn't take it in. And there was this question, now actually going a bit off, but I want to share something that's really powerful here. And that's when we don't believe in ourselves, in our own capabilities, abilities. Sometimes it can actually be a trauma experience. So I asked Jessica, was it either your dad or your mom that didn't trust you? You see, that's not a question I only asked Jessica. It's a question I ask all my clients. And it's also a question I got asked from my coach. And it's really powerful to dive in. And she said, it was actually my mom who really didn't trust me. And that's why we worked on that. And we discovered that the mom protected her. But Jessica was so much stronger, a strong woman. She was so successful. So that narrative of not trusting herself, not being good enough, was not really reflecting at all the reality. So she wanted to get unstuck, and we worked on that. And now we then was asked diving into, what do you want to do next? And she said, I feel like already running, but I don't know what I'm running towards. What is my goal in life? And I asked her what she really wanted to do 1 year from now, and she had no idea. So we start listing all her deliverables, all her skills. And it turned out that she had a lot of competences, as we all do. But it's not all the tasks that she enjoyed, that she did, that she enjoyed. So we dived into that, discovered what she really enjoyed. And that comes to actually zone 2 of the psychologist Hendricks book, The Big Leap, which you probably know. It's a really interesting book if you want to dive into your zones, what you really enjoy and what you don't enjoy. So Jessica was in her zone of competencies. There was a lot of things she could manage. It was not everything that she truly enjoyed. And really want to say, this is my zone, this is my spot. But it was a good opening discovery, what she liked and what she didn't like that much. And I said to Jessica, I see you're trapped. She was trapped in this cycle of doing a lot of things. But what was really setting up for success and really made her jump out of bed every morning, we needed to dive deeper. And so I asked her and suggested her, let's dive into your zones of energy. Where do you get energy from? And what task steal or drains your energy? And you can probably relate to that question when I even share that question to you now. Because it's something that we're not really aware of, but something we feel on a daily basis. What task lights us up and what task feels so heavy. So we dive deep. And here's a question I asked Jessica. From a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel you stand in your professional fulfillment? And more importantly, why? Why do you show up and shine? Why do you stand out? And it's a really good, deep question that can really unfold when you allow yourself to dive in. And she told me what's really lights out these creative moments where she goes onto the whiteboard or in team meetings and really just solve the real problems that like put her heart on fire. And she could also mention activities where it was so draining, like some of the admin stuff. That's what you have to do as a leader in life science as well, and also in other industries, right? It doesn't really matter of the industry. But understanding what task give you energy and what task drains you from energy give us a really amazing cue on what task fills your day and do you set you up for success. So we looked at that and we discovered that maybe there was some tasks that she could easily delegate to other people, not really allow herself to say no. And that got me to ask you, how many times during a day do you say no? How many times? You see, until I learned to say no, I said yes to everything because I wanted to help, wanted to really show up and be considered as a passionate person and willing to do and help other people. But that's not always the best way of protecting our energy. And it's certainly not the best way if we want more success in all aspects of life. So we dived into that as well. Where do you want to say no? And that can also be a question for you. Why is it now time for you to say no to tasks? Because you know that there are other people who can do those tasks better than you. That can be in the zone of competency. It may also be that there are some tasks that you know you don't have any clue about. And you would probably say no. Maybe you'd also say yes, just because you want to support. And definitely then that you would be in your zone of incompetence. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe it doesn't sound as clean as nice, but there's nothing wrong with that. But it's about honoring where we are strong and where we are not strong, and where certainly other people could do a much better job than you or me. So we dived into that. And then we start peeling the onion. And that's where it starts to get really interesting with leaders I work with, is that the zone of excellence. Because what you see is that with activities they're really good at, they struggle to say no. They struggle to set boundaries. They struggle to own the calendar. They're in the zone of excellence. They can do everything, and it's easier for them to do X, Y, and Z, right? Than let other people do it. But if you want to level up, how smart is that? That you operate from the zone of excellence. Consider this. What if you identified your core activities where you operate right now in your zone of excellence? The tasks that only you can do. And then reflect on that and see how many of these tasks do you actually complete on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. I bet you will tell me, without knowing for sure, obviously, that most of your core tasks not completed. or you complete them on a Sunday evening, because they're firefighting and you're being pulled into that meeting and that meeting and that meeting because you're the expert in these areas. And I know that it's nice to be considered as an expert, and we jump from one meeting to the other. But the thing is here that you spread yourself really thin. And if you want to level up your game, you want to play if you want to have a bigger job, now it's time for you to step out of that zone of excellence and own what you're really good at. And that is something that many people struggle with. But what got you to where you are in terms of your zone of excellence won't take you to your next level. Let me say that again. What got you where you are right now in your zone of excellence won't take you to your next level. So for you to scale up, create more impact, this is your opportunity to discover, really define what you truly enjoy. Why? Then own your zone of genius. Maybe that you cannot be in your zone of genius all day long, but when you want to level up, that's what you want to focus on. Let me just see. And so here, before we go into the zone of genius, how we get there, here's a quick question I asked. What is the dream that you're almost afraid to admit, even to yourself? What is the dream you're almost afraid to admit to yourself? Jessica, she was afraid to admit to herself and reveal to me that she wanted more money. She wanted more freedom. She wanted to be with her girls, her daughters. And she wanted to work in an environment and serve an organization that was not as fluctuative than the current environment. It was a very challenging C-suite culture because of all these shifts and continuously restructures. She wanted that. All right, but let's go after that dream. Because what you dream of, and you believe in that will be the truth. That will be it, if you dare follow it. Most people don't dare follow it. They look at maybe one mistake or two mistakes, and they keep feeling that's something about energy, and they give up. But never give up on your dream, okay? Never give up on your dream. That's why it's good to work with coaches, mentors, to really help you and push your will off so that you get the momentum you need and your desire, and so that you move your needle forward and step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. Out of the comfort zone and into the unknown. Because that's where your zone of genius is. And that's where your up level is. That's where your next new version of yourself is. The new one, the new you haven't yet met. It's on the other side of complexity, of the other side of insecurity. So it's about getting there, right? And that's what we did. We also identified if she couldn't fail, what would she do, right? And what would she do differently? How there's also fear of failing showing up. Was there an environment where she couldn't fail? Yes, there was, How was the culture? We don't fail here, right? So the question to you, when you want a new job, what is important for you? What environment, culture is important for you? And with a few strategic questions, you can actually pretty easily audit your future potential manager. Is a toxic family a toxic culture, or is it actually a good culture where failures are turned into stepping stones that will take you to a greater result and considered as an experience, an experiment, and be celebrated for growth? So my question to you is, before we dive into the zone of genius, what if we met 1 year from now and you told me everything was wonderful and you lived your dream life? What would change? What would have changed? How would you show up differently in order for you to really live that life? What would you shed off your shoulders? What limiting beliefs and narratives would no longer spin in your mind, no longer giving mind control of how you show up? A lot of questions. Let's turn back to Jessica and her story and how I helped her find her zone of genius. And if you're looking for your next job this year or next, that's the framework you will use as well. And if you want to join, I'm actually launching a new Jumpstart Your Next Dream Job program, which starts mid-September. So DM me, Camilla at calbergcoaching.com if you want more information. But zone of genius, that's an area that very few people ever get to understand. But it's important for you to understand if you want to have more freedom in life, more abundance, happiness, joy. So what is the zone of genius? Zone of genius is where you thrive. It's tasks, activities that only you can do. And that's what we discovered. I discovered with Jessica, that what really lighted her up and put her heart on fire, she hardly had time to. And when she had time, it was on Sunday, and she sacrificed family time. Being with family, friends, just even time for herself. That's why I was like, okay, what is it really that you enjoy? Is Jessica said, I really enjoy being with clients, finding out what to do next to get out to these potential clients and customers. And that's what we realized, that she could become better at delegating and saying no and taking control of her agenda and schedule. Because, and here's the trick, if you don't take time to be in your zone of genius as a leader in life science, you may end up being on gardening leave or being made redundant because you don't perform the task that you're expected to do. So it's your opportunity to set your boundaries, learn to say no, learn to delegate with respect and compassion, believing that your team members can rightly do the task. That is another trick where I help my clients, because some of them don't say, I'm not quite sure that she can do it. She has the capabilities and skills. But then if you want to be an authentic leader, that's where you step in. You help her, you serve her, and you see people grow and develop. And when you create that space where failures are being considered as stepping stones for personal growth and more success, everything will shift for you. So we started to identify Jessica's zone of genius. And that's what you want to do as well. What really lights you up? And when you want to play a bigger game, that's why you find your why. What you're good at, what you enjoy doing. And then it's so easy. You may want to use my framework. Let's work together to help you say, but I'm worth it. I'm worth double my money because I know what I can do differently. As we're coming to an end, I want to just quickly summarize the key points here. And the key points is that finding your why, finding your zone of genius is so amazing. It lights you up. It gets you jump out of bed every morning. You really contribute to other people's success. Though it does require that you learn to delegate with love, delegate with smile, right? And set other people up for success. That is truly authentic leadership. So what about you? Where are you next year if we're going to have a conversation? What would have changed for you? What is the dream that you don't want to tell anyone else, but you know would change everything for you? I would love to hear from you. I would love to join your journey and partner up with you to set you up for success. The world needs more leaders, leaders like you, who are ready to own their why, who are ready to step into their zone of genius and set other people up for success. That is truly the most amazing ecosystem I can ever experience and believe in. It's about contributing to humanity. Thank you for, my brother responding now. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you as always. Reach out, Camilla at calbergcoaching.com. If you have any questions, you want to join one of my programs. If you're a female leader, I haven't even added it yet, but we have a webinar on the 5th of September. Make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn. And I think that's it for me now. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday and see you again soon. Bye for now.
You have been listening to The Unlimited Mindset, how to have more success, time, freedom, and peace of mind. Tune in every first and third Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com with your host, Camilla Calberg, as she helps you create a great life in an easier way. Learn the why, what, and how of conscious awareness and shift what no longer serves you. Camilla knows firsthand what results you can achieve when you commit yourself. Create your future today. For more information, visit calbergcoaching.com.